somewhere up in there. I like the fact that it's all open.
Looking for the mountains,
Pretty amazing.
for that wild place.
I'm up in the saddle now.
The mountains, looking for them wild places. Yes, the Cascade Trekkers back on the scene.
Back on the scene.
Cascade Trekker back on the scene. It's a good scene, I'll tell you. This is Trail Creek Pass here. The road coming through the pass with the trail starting back here. Trail Creek Trail, maybe? Check the map. I just rolled in, locked the bike up. Okay, it's June 17th. Beautiful weather. Mosquitoes are not so bad. And I've been looking at this one for a while. I'm excited for this. Whole lot more trees than I expected back here. Yeah, and there's some pretty close spots for animals to be hanging out. I've got, maybe an hour of sun, direct sun. I'd like to find a spot before that goes down. But it's been a little tight, problematic with the shrubbery next to the creek and the thick forest and the sloped canyon. So I'm just hoping for an established spot. Just through here, I can see distant snow-covered peaks, and over this way, we might have some clearing and flat spots. And here, right here, is a good indication of some flat camping spots. One thing I don't want is to be next to the noise of the creek. I want to hear anything coming up close to me. Got what I wanted. Some open space and some views. Grass. And this here, oh, these willows all in here. Shrubbery, moose habitat. Here's some nice grassy duff. I'm just looking for a good tent placement. It'd be nice right there to have that log behind me. It's not going to work here. It would be nice. I'm going to think about it. I might be able to smooth it out. And what we're looking at is sunrise, maybe over this way. Yeah, we got some nice views now. Back into the small pack, the summer pack. Really thankful for that. I've got my inflatable Sea to Summit pad, rain jacket. I've stuffed some snacks in here. Walking with my gloves on, carrying the bear spray on the backpack strap. I've got my air horn here. And there's a new item in the bag, 2 pounds worth. I'll let you guess what it is. Well, here's the problem with getting water from this marshy wetland. Well, there it is. There's my catch. I had to avoid this, and I'll be able to get around this tree ball and get over there. Yeah, here I am, Cascade Trekker, and this is the first designated backpacking trip. The last one was with skis, and again I've got the small summer pack, lightweight gear, real comfortable to start. This is Summit Creek down here, and tomorrow we're going to hike up to the pass, maybe camp there. We'll see what the energy level is like. There's another drop and a climb basically around one of these peaks. This is technically, wait, I'm not sure if I'm on this side of the creek. This side of the creek, I'm not sure. There's a dividing line between the Sawtooth National Forest that way and the Chalice National Forest this way. And I've been close to this area last year and the year before. One major factor for me feeling zonked right now is that yesterday I was on the motorcycle for 3 hours taking delivery of a Smith & Wesson 10mm Bear pistol. I have it with me. We're going to look at that later. And then today was 2.5 hours. So it was 3 yesterday, 2.5 today. So 5.5 hours on the motorcycle, almost within the last day. Yeah, pretty taxing. And I'm gonna sleep just great right here. There it is. Yeah, and nice to have the manual. I figured out why the slide was stuck open. And so this, I believe this is a 15 round MP Smith & Wesson M2.0 10mm pistol, and it's going to be carried in a chest holster in bear country. I haven't fired it yet. Probably going to get to that here in the next couple of days. But we'll have the first shot on film to see how it goes. $525. This is a little heavier than I wanted, but for a 15 round 10mm pistol, It's I think it weighs in at around 2 pounds with the ammo. I'm not sure about owning a gun. It's the second time, and it's like almost having a child. You have to know where it is all the time, and you know, take care that no one can steal it from you. You know, and take care that you can have access to it and use it when needed. Yeah, beautiful morning, cold night. There was a continual just wafting of cold air going right into my tent, under the fly, in through the bug netting. What I did was pull the rain fly off of the stake and just let it drape flush against the bug netting, so it kind of sealed off this edge of the tent. Temperature check inside the tent. First, when I pulled the thermometer out, it was 45, and then later it was 40. It's pretty chilly, but the warm up this morning was nice. A little late, but that's okay. Slow start to the morning with no reason to hurry, and it still feels kind of like a training for some longer hiking events. And so I'm just going to head up towards the pass, probably 2.5 miles, maybe more, and we'll camp another night up there. One thing I wanted to mention is that with all of these trees in here, the downed dead trees, they have come from this open slope in many places further down when the snow avalanche pulls it down and deposits them here. Pretty wild to think about that. And here's some more. I could even see, well, these young trees in here are all post-avalanche slide, you know, comeback. Hiking up the trail, no big deal. And I'm looking at the opposite canyon wall, and there's just tons of beetle kill in these lodgepole. I've been looking for survivors, and I think we've got a few down here, maybe surviving because they're stronger with water access. Starting to climb a bit here, seeing more snow patches. We've got splitting of water sources feeding the main creek, which is still over here. I'm just gonna see how much water is in this creek now, because that feeder was pretty stout. sounds like a bit still down here. Oh yeah. A lot of water yet. Real nice meadow here. Real close to these peaks. It's the splitting point of these two creeks, and that pass technically looks still quite a ways away. I'm gonna get a nice picture here. Maybe see some established camping over here. Real nice. Yeah, and there's the pass. But this place here is so tempting to want to stay, because I don't know what we have up there, if there's some nice flat camping. Here we have established locations. The main creek just emanates from the base of these rocks. It's good water flow coming out of that. And going higher, I'd have to think there's something draining out of the snow, but really you just never know till you go there and look. I see tiny trickles all up this slope here, and there's even a draw here, but I can't tell if there's water. What I'd like to do is get to the pass and hope there's flat camping and a water source. Yeah, nearly there. There's a good flow of water over here, and now fantastic views, far-reaching. We'll have to get out the big camera for this. Made it. A stunning view here. This is the pass. I'm going to be camping somewhere up here, maybe over there. Someone been back here a long time ago. Might put the tent somewhere here. Be shaded from the afternoon sun and get the morning sun. It's going to be over this way. Wow. What an adventure. What a payoff. Yeah, not much effort to get here. Glad it was split up 2 days. Wow. What a payoff to be up here in this pass. Yeah, sad about these trees taken by the beetles. We've got other resistant trees coming back. It's gonna be my zone tonight. Thinking I'm roughly 9,000 feet or more. Haven't pulled out the map yet, but I'm gonna just kind of scramble around to get some photos of these mountains. Here's just on the other side of my chosen site here. This is a hunter's stash. Couple of empty jugs and a bucket. Whatever. And I heard a big crash in here when I was over there filming. Either something fell down on the slope, or there's an animal in here. Here we've got the trail cutting through here, and I'm pretty sure I heard some water. And there's my water right there. Alright, I see it over here now. Fairly distinctive there on that slope going up to this pass. I think that's a climbing route to get up to this peak on the left. Quite easily doable. Now the trail that is on my map, I think goes around this way through the pass over here, then back down to a lake back there. Well, I've had a nice siesta in my tent. It's back there in the pass, and I followed this trail around the side. It dropped here. Just curious. Had a little energy to burn. Now, I think by the map there's a lake back here, and this trail doesn't drop anymore. I'm not going down any further. Amazing views here. Winding the day down. It was a good day. Got some dinner coming with vermicelli noodles. There's raisins, cashews, jalapenos, garlic, and a soup mix. And I don't know what happened, or if it's going to happen. There have been virtually no mosquitoes today. Maybe they all froze out last night. 40 degrees in the tent and 35 outside. Or maybe I'm just up too high. But they were there last night at the tent. Pretty bad. And then in the morning they were gone. Haven't had any up here today. So, I'm not complaining. Just was real nice here to just sit on a log and not be hounded. You know, generally, this time of the year, anywhere, you're, being hounded by bugs and just want to be in a tent or in a bug net or something. Well, tomorrow I'm going to hike down, make plans to meet my buddy. What a great night here. Just spectacular. Calm, not cold. Birds bringing the night in and bringing the day in. I had a visitor late afternoon, early evening, and I was done with dinner, in the tent, reading, and just past this grouping of trees was a large four-legged elk, maybe moose, and it had made its way to this point just silently. And I was reading and I cleared my throat like this and took off running. But what was more interesting is that when I first got here, around 1 p.m., I walked to the edge over here, and it's a fairly steep drop-off for the view, and I heard a branch snap down the hill, maybe 1/8 or 1/4 of a mile down the hill. And I looked and looked and didn't see any movement. But I have to think it was the same animal that eventually made it up to here 6 hours later. I really would have liked to have seen it, but it was a large animal. The way that it ran away, breaking large branches, it makes me think it was a moose, just for the very nature of the time it took to get up here and how quiet it was, and just from the scant amount of experiences with seeing them. They're very slow in their movements, and it's almost like they calculate their next footfall for like 5 minutes. And that's the only reason why it would make me think that. And I guess I could go look to see if there's any footprints, but kind of doubt I'll see any. Here I am over here looking for footprints. There's quite a few old ones, and what I realize is there's an animal trail right through here that animal was probably using. Oh yeah, this is a fresh one here. Looks like it was pushed this way, the soil, with that in mind. Probably from the animal running this way last night. Well, after that, most likely an elk. Okay, these are the mountains that we're going to be close to tonight and tomorrow night. What I think is there's a creek drainage right in there that there's a trail with, and somewhere down to the right there is where hopefully we'll camp